Hello and welcome to the Punish for Protecting live broadcast with your host, Francesca Amato, national expert in the Americans with Disabilities Act, domestic violence and child abuse advocate, best-selling author, and founder of Punish for Protecting Incorporated. We welcome all of our viewers listening on Facebook via Punish for Protecting News and the CPS News Network. If you're watching on YouTube at Punish No More and Free to Protect, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Now, without further ado, here is your host, Francesca Amato.
Hey guys, so we got kicked off and our guest got kicked off. So now we have everybody back. This is part two of, of the wonderful evil cops that, I said that the cops in Florida that got their rocks off of taking Meghan Walsh's infant, and it's been some storyline. But now we have Heather Fair in the live feed with us. Oh, Heather, did you want to wait? Oh, okay. Heather Fair is in the live feed with us. Oh, you have your newborn too. How cute. Aww.
I was pregnant when I was with Meghan, actually.
That's amazing. So tell us. So guys, if you missed the first part, don't forget to watch it. It's on Punish for Protecting News Network. It's on the YouTube channel Punish No More and Free to Protect. I'm here with my guests Cinderella and Heather Fair. Heather is a friend of Meghan Walsh. This is what happened yesterday. A horrific situation took place. Oh, look at the baby. Hi. A horrific situation took place yesterday where Meghan's five-day-old infant was taken. Definitely want to watch part one. But if you're not familiar with the Meghan Walsh story, her father is John Walsh, owner of Missing and Exploited, who makes children go missing and exploits them. He already took her first three children, which are shown here in this video, or in this picture rather. And Heather here is going to shed some more light on this situation. Now when he took the newborn infant, he basically doesn't want the infant. So she's tossed into foster care, taking it from a nursing mother and tossed into foster care. Heather, I know you have a lot to say about this. So go ahead and tell our viewers.
So if you're familiar at all with the case, Meghan has went on a lot of these interviews with Penny Shepherd. Penny was my friend, and I actually introduced Meghan to her, and it's not ironic now, and it's not comical at all, but when I first brought Penny into Meghan's sphere, Meghan's defenses came out, that she was kind of programmed with from birth to protect her parents. And she didn't really want to talk about it. And when I went down there, it was after all the events with her parents that had happened at Thanksgiving, where she had kind of distanced herself from the abuse. And I took my son and stayed in her home for over a week. I met a couple of her close friends when we were down there. Normal home. My son was just in here. He will talk to you. I know he remembers her oldest daughter. As far as, why it happened, the system is corrupt. I mean, I don't know where else to go with that. I had been, sorry, you guys. I do have an infant right here. So this hits super close to home.
That's
in that
okay.
way. I laid in bed last night almost feeling guilt to be with my children, thinking about her 5-day-old that doesn't have her mom in its first 5 days of life. And then Meghan being in bed alone, I'm sure crying a lot harder than I was, having milk that she needs to give her baby. I'm heartbroken for her and just wish I could fly down there just to hold her and hug her. She's an amazing person, and her kids were happy, healthy, well taken care of. My son had a wonderful time. part of this stemmed from a difference of opinion on lifestyle also, living a holistic life, refusing to inject health, choosing to homeschool, leaving the system as a whole. There's just so many facets to what is happening. But the straight corruption, I've been commenting on Indian River News broadcast of Meghan and sharing her Rumble broadcast when people are asking, well, what did she do wrong? Well, this, that, and the other. Listen, the only thing she did wrong was being born to John Walsh. That's her crime.
That's 100%. And like, there's this woman, and Megan's talked to me about her. Like, she tries to comment on I did a very smart thing. I make it so that no comments can go on my YouTube channel unless I approve them. So it takes me a long time sometimes to even see them. But I'm not sitting here and arguing with people. I'm going to give you the message. And if you don't like it, I don't want to hear it. Like, honestly, that's how I feel. I don't have time to argue with nonsense and ridiculousness and that kind of stuff. So, I'll have normal conversations. I'll have any kind of conversation with somebody if we're going to have a conversation, agree to disagree kind of thing. But none of that stuff. I'm not tolerating that nonsense. So she's like this person. She put her name as like Meghan something. I forget. And she's saying Meghan's the reason she lost her children is because, and obviously it's jealousy is written all over it when I read it. Meghan is a spoiled brat. So she got her kids taken because she's a spoiled brat. And then she said, because she never sent them to school. She left them dirty. She didn't clean them. All these retarded things that we know is not true. I mean, just by looking at that. Okay. And just by interviewing Meghan and having conversations with Meghan, I talk to her at least once a day. I've never had she's amazing. She is amazing. The way she articulates, the way she tells the truth about all of this and breaks it down. This was very hard for her. She loves her family. This is very difficult for her. She's a very strong young woman and she's been through hell.
And still the protective defenses for her parents are coming up. I mean, maybe not to this day right now because I haven't gotten to speak to her more than text messages since she messaged me yesterday and said, I love you, my baby is gone.
Yeah, it's and talking to her today, a couple of times, me and Cindy talked to her too, and it's absolutely hard. It's horrible. It's like I wish I lived near her, so I was like, you could just come and stay at my house because she does not deserve this. She deserves, and I know she's like in her 30s, but she deserves to have a mother figure in her life that gives her that mother nurturing that she deserves. She deserves, it's just horrible what they put her through her whole entire life. It's horrible what it's like they're so sick and they're so abusive. They just want to keep abusing. And it's so obvious. We said it over and over in the first video and now the second. They do not want, they don't care about the grandchildren or they wouldn't have tossed a little newborn baby into foster care. What
That's
person
actually
does that?
When I messaged her yesterday after she said they had taken the baby, I was trying to be as positive and hopeful as I could. And so I said, well, the baby's going to your parents, right? So at least her oldest daughter, I don't want to reveal her name because I don't know how often she's revealed their names. But I was like, at least she'll be able to comfort her. And then Meghan said, no, she's going into foster care. And I was like, and so then it was like another gut punch and I had to absorb it to even be able to react because, at least I thought, silver lining if there is any, and clearly there's really not, but.
Right. Heather, let me ask you, so you spent 6 months with Meghan.
I spent about 7 or 8 days because I live in Indiana.
Oh.
So we had been friends for.
Oh, you lived with her 6 months before it happened. Okay.
So we just came and stayed with her for about a week and a half.
Okay. I thought it was 6 months worth.
No.
So what was your day-to-day relationship? What was your day-to-day what am I trying to say?
Experience?
Your day-to-day interaction with Meghan, and how was her character and mannerism and so on? How would you explain her by being with her and living in the home with her?
When we were there, we went on walks with her kids. At the time, she still had access to her parents' farm where she was trying to create a holistic community. So we would go there multiple times. And even at that point, her parents were, how do I say it? Employing coercive behaviors to try to get her to fall in line without divulging like too much information. And so there was already that where I had even, you know, gave her some suggestions to try to kind of get out from, I mean, she still would have been, it just wouldn't have been from her parents. But it, I mean, she's normal. She's her kids that my kid played outside with her kids a lot. We went to church. Church is a huge part of her life.
The demons in her parents don't like that. Obviously, it makes them hate her more. Let's face it. And she's very humble. She doesn't come up. She's not like somebody who came from some, you know, very wealthy family. That she's very down to earth, very humble person. I mean, she's a very awesome
she welcomed
human being.
me, essentially a stranger from the internet, into her home.
Yeah, like she's amazing.
I mean, you know, we had known each other for a year or so, but still, in the whole scheme of things, she is very normal. Even while I was there, just talking about her childhood with what was going on, even then, she was recalling things, that being able to look at them in a light outside of the experience, and probably not having recalled it up until that point, not having thought about things, recalling how odd things were. Or like she told me a story about running into the New Kids on the Block and being able to go to their hotel room with her brothers and her mom, and just things that in the moment she thought were like the coolest things ever. Or I know she's talked about how when she met LL Cool J grabbed her rear right next to her dad. And I think at the time she really believed her dad was unaware of it and that LL Cool J was being sneaky. But in the scheme of things, she knows now that there was most likely, you know, trades going on.
And they did not care. They did not, like a normal father would have went ballistic. But he's
just like the Joe Biden C-SPAN tapes, I feel like.
Right. So it's proven, it's clear. It's clear. You know, and I appreciate you coming on and like and you know and talking about this and you know, coming on her behalf like this. Cindy, did you have any questions or anything that you wanted to ask? Or
no, I don't think so. I mean, it's clear in the way that Meghan handles herself. I don't even think, you know, you can really question it, which is it's so upsetting to me, because I feel like I'm pretty good at discerning, and or at least I've gotten way better at it. I never used to be as good as I am now, but I don't see an ounce or a nothing in Meghan that would warrant any of this. But yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad, and just understanding, you know, the narcissistic behavior. I know what she's going through.
I want to say there's a comment from Jen Taylor. Hi, Jen. She said, how are they able to TPR so quickly? They did not. They just took the newborn. They didn't TPR any children at this time. But the father it has the first 3 and then just continues with these lies and fabrications. And the newborn was taken yesterday.
Meghan
and that's
talks to, I believe it was the caseworker, and there's a short snippet about 1 minute where she's offering, come to the home right now, like we're willing to do whatever. Please just send her to somebody I know. And which I've shared a tweet from Meghan's Twitter that her old nanny that she grew up with, I guess, has offered up her home, and that Meghan asked for prayers that she will at least go there. That she had tweeted today at some point.
Well, we are praying, and we're praying for so many families, and you know that you know, the exposure and just everything, just trying to get all this done. I do want to, because we didn't get to do this in the first video, so I'm going to just play the infomercial here real quick, and just remind everybody that we do have an event. It's Mothers Glowing in the Darkness. Juliet Ramos from Broken Girl Unchained, Top 10 Mental Health Podcast, and myself, Francesca Amato, Punished for Protecting. We are sponsoring the Glowing in the Darkness event. We're asking women and mothers all over. You know, this is one case of millions of cases that are the same. Okay, the same but different, but the same. And women this is horrible what's happening, and it has to stop, and we have to come together and band together. In the morning, we're going to have a session from 8:30 to 11 at the Congressional Hearing Auditorium in Washington, D.C. And I'm just going to mute your sound just for a minute, just so we can have, or ask you guys to mute your sound for a minute. And from 8:30 to 11, you have to be on the guest list for that. So there's an email. Matter of fact, there's an email on the press release, which is all over my Facebook page and Juliet Ramos's Facebook page, that you can send with your name as it appears on your ID, because you will be brought in, escorted in. Each of us will be escorted in. That does then. Secondly, if you cannot come in and you're not on the guest list, or if somebody like says they can't come and we can put you in their spot, so to speak, it's important to get that information to the email that's shown on the press release. But mothers can go through and lobby basically and go in and out of the congressional, all the congressional offices and talk to them in there. We want every woman coming to tell their stories. We want you all to have a voice during the July 14th event. Every woman needs to come and tell what's happened to you and your children, because we want them to hear it over and over and over and over again. During the session from 8:30 to 11, we're going to have one Congress member from every state listening to a lot of different issues that pertain to what's happening, how courts are failing women and children, domestic violence, child abuse, mental health issues, ADA violations galore, causing issues that wouldn't be there, failing women and children in unprecedented numbers all over our country, and this has to stop. What is Matt saying? Since running for House representative, I can't believe how crooked each state is. It's not just Washington. Oh, absolutely. It's every state, and you're 100% correct. So we're just going to put a quick infomercial, and we'll come back to this is part 2 of this segment, and it's and we're going to, this is going to be a little bit shorter because we got cut off on the first one.
We'll be right back after a message from Punished for Protecting Incorporated. Each new generation of protective mothers is shocked when they first go to family court and find it doesn't favor single mothers and is willing to jeopardize children. Francesca's harrowing experience with the broken family court system, from which she finally received justice after 8 months of struggle, is proof that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Francesca has one of these unspeakably cruel cases and has responded by shining a large spotlight on widespread failures so other mothers won't be shocked. Punished for Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court by Francesca Amato Banfield, advocate, mother, whistleblower, founder, and TV talk show host of Punished for Protecting. If you are struggling with injustices wrought by our courts, this book will help guide you through the process. Available on Amazon.com. Search Punished for Protecting and get your copy today. Help abolish family court by purchasing Punished for Protecting merchandise. Here are our top sellers. See the link in the YouTube video description to find out how to get your Punished for Protecting t-shirt. Get your high-quality Punished for Protecting t-shirt while supplies last, and let everyone know that you stand for justice. Are you being re-victimized by the family court system? Do you need help with your case? Go online and book a talk with Francesca. Go to punished4beingAparent.com/book-a-talk. Fill in your name, email address, and message to Francesca. Someone will get back to you within 24 hours. Francesca and her staff of volunteers continue to work tirelessly every single day for parents and children who are in need of their help. There have been multiple success stories, including Francesca's, which gives hope to others in similar situations. Punished for Protecting Incorporated has incurred out-of-pocket expenses with zero funding to help families get their children back or to save their children from being taken. We also have provided funds to help with retainers, food, lodging, and travel. We really need your help so we can continue to provide our many services. Any amount is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to donate or sponsor a family in need of help, go to Cash App, Free the Children. And now back to our broadcast.
So that's a little clip that Juliet Ramos made regarding our event in Washington, D.C. And I want to thank you, Cindy, for all your hard work and helping to get this production done this evening. And I can't believe it got cut off while we were trying to close it up and get Heather on for an interview. But Heather, thank you again for coming on. Is there anything else that you wanted to say on behalf of Meghan, either of you?
If anybody has any
resources,
let me see. It says I'm on. Can you hear me?
Still can't hear you.
Huh.
Okay,
hold on.
Unmute. I can't unmute her because she did it.
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine, Heather.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got to do it.
Okay. You can hear me?
You hear her?
I can hear her.
Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead. I can't. They play with me the most.
As far as an attorney, I'm sure you guys have mentioned that.
So you'll have to interview Cindy because I can't hear her.
But just lift her up and send her, the earth frequency, vibration, and energy. And I know how much I can feel it. And I know how many people have reached out to me, and I have personally sent her text messages to say, so-and-so said, they love you and they send you this, because I don't know what else to do for her right now. I mean, and unless somebody has, maybe there's somebody very generous out there that has the money to hunt down an attorney, something, I've been trying to get as many eyes as I can, just like you guys have. So I'm grateful for you for allowing me to come on and talk about how amazing she is, and that she doesn't deserve this. It's beyond criminal.
Yeah, it definitely is. And thank you so much for coming on, Heather. And I know that we're all praying. Meghan, if you're watching this, we are all praying for you. And there's so many people behind you. I don't even think you know the half of it, how many people are behind you and rooting for you and your children. And if anybody's watching who can offer legal help, that would be amazing. So everybody, please share this. Also, Fran has a Rumble account now, so go over there to Rumble, and I think you can just search Francesca Amato or Punished FOR Protecting or Punished for Protecting, and you should be able to find her over on Rumble as well, because she is quite heavily censored on YouTube and other platforms. So if you could follow her there as well. But Meghan, we love you and we're all rooting for you. And I know personally I'm here if you need anything. I'm quite a ways away from you, but I'm here to help in any way that I can. And I'm not sure if we lost Fran or if she left and is coming back, but Fran, are you there? I don't know if she has to wrap up, but we appreciate you coming on, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
I always see you in the comments, and now I get a face to the
I
name.
try to speak on it because people always want to say, like Meghan will say, they support somebody they've never met, that they've seen on TV. And I'm a real person. I try to comment because I have two profiles. From the profile with my real pictures, you can see me and my husband and my pregnant belly, and you can go see me live. I'm not some fake support, whatever. I'm a real person with a real family, and I've been in her home, and she's just like me.
Oh, Well, we appreciate you so much. And I was just going to wait another minute to see if Francesca is going to come back on, but I don't know if she got, we're having all kinds of technical issues tonight because, Meghan's story, it's really important that we get it out there. And, that I think there's a lot of people who don't want it out there. And that's why we're having all these technical difficulties. Ah, there she is. The beautiful Francesca.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can?
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess what we're going to do, I had to watch it on another screen because I couldn't hear you guys. I don't know. It's awful what they're doing. But let me say, guys, thank you again. You can go back and watch part 1 because part 1 is very intense. Viewer discretion is advised. The taking of the infant of Meghan Walsh, and we're exposing the horrible, dirty cops. This is part 2 to that video because when Heather came in, we had some really weird sound stuff and it cut us all off. Cindy, thank you for talking about Rumble. I'm on Rumble as Punish, the number 4, protecting news. So it's like I'm trying to build it up there because of the, like Cindy said, the horrible censorship that I get. But we're not going to shut up and we're not going to be silenced. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, we're having a very awesome event. And so please, guys, attend it. Mothers, we need you. Mothers, we really, 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 really need you to show up in Washington, D.C. on July 14th, 2022, all-day event inside the walls of Congress, outside the walls of Congress. And don't forget, like the first video, demand the return of Meghan Walsh's children. Call the office of Governor Ron DeSantis and tell them when you call that you want Meghan's children returned. Enough of this, John Walsh. Enough of this. Everybody that bows down to evil. Okay, one day you're going to meet your maker and regret that you bowed down to evil. Okay, so what is this one? Meghan take a few days and Diesel for We the People News said, Meghan take a few days and cry and then come back with a hurricane force. Amen. Our event will be streamed live off of Punish for Protecting News. It'll be streamed live off of Broken Girl Unchained because we're the two that are sponsoring this event. And I do an event a year, so but this is one of the most important events I think I've ever done. Okay, they're all important because they're about children and our lives and our future and their lives and their future. But this is something that we're demanding a stop, and that's why we need mothers. We need mothers to step up. We're not anti-father, but we're about mothers and children and the sanctity of the mother-child relationship and how important that is. There's people say that it's bad to have a fatherless home, and I'm not disputing that. It's bad to have a domestic violence home, though. Very bad for children, but there's nothing worse. And it's my saying. Matter of fact, I have it here. I'll show you. There's nothing worse than a motherless home. Actually, I don't have it here. I thought I did, but there's nothing worse than a motherless home. There's nothing worse than that. That little baby needs to be with her mommy as quickly as possible. And we're praying for that little baby. That the damages alone just from the separation. This is not good. Okay, not good. They even say that mothers that are using drugs and breastfeeding, that drug does not go through to the baby. Okay. And obviously we have to be very careful with that, and please don't take this the wrong way when I say that, but there's something so bonding with a mother child. There's something so important. And I'm very big on safeguarding children. I am very much against domestic violence and abuse of all kinds, whether it comes from a father or a mother. I'm very much against that in every way, shape, or form. But that's not happening here. Okay. And these children need to be with their mothers, and their mothers need to be with their children. Okay. And I will fight to the death to start seeing these women and children this stop happening. This is happening in unprecedented, horrible, horrific amounts, and it's been happening for decades. And there's a false narrative that's been taught for a very, very long time by the fathers' rights movement. And good dads, good fathers, good husbands don't do this crap to women. They do not do this. They would never, never do this. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Heather, thank you for being here. Cindy, thank you for all your hard work. I would not have been able to do this without you, as usual. And guys, thank you, and God bless you all. Please don't forget to call. You can call now. You can leave the messages now. You don't have to wait till Monday, okay? And Meghan, we are praying for you, and we do love you, and we thank you. And I believe God has a mighty plan for that woman, because you know what? John Paul Jackson, before he died, he said, a 10-ton persecution, God will give you a 10-ton anointing. So she's obviously going to be getting a very strong anointing for those of you that understand that. God bless you guys.